Across the borders now, and a fresh bid to remove U.S. President Donald Trump from office has been launched, with Congress voting in favor of a motion calling on Vice President Mike Pence to invoke the 25th Amendment. The amendment requires the VP and Cabinet to declare Trump unfit to hold office just days before handing over power.
Bolstered by support from his deputy Mike Pence, who opposed ousting the president, Donald Trump denied responsibility for an assault on Congress by his supporters, but now faces an all but certain second impeachment effort.
On this vote, the yeas are 223, the nays are 205. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
The U.S. House of Representatives has approved a resolution calling on Vice President Mike Pence to convene and mobilize the cabinet to activate Section 4 of the 25th Amendment and declare President Donald Trump incapable of executing the duties of his office and remove him from power. Earlier, Trump said that there is no chance of him being forced from office by his government under invocation of the 25th Amendment.
Free speech is under assault like never before. The 25th Amendment is of zero risk to me, but will come back to haunt Joe Biden and the Biden administration. As the expression goes, be careful what you wish for.
This follows a controversial event that saw pro-Trump crowds attacking the Capitol, fighting with police and even ransacking offices. It seemed unlikely that the Republican-controlled Senate would be called into an emergency session to put Trump on trial before his term runs out on January 20th. However, significant cracks are appearing in the party that Trump has held in the thrall for the last 4 years. Meanwhile, workers have begun erecting fences on the National Mall in Washington ahead of Joe Biden's inauguration as the 46th President of the United States next week, and days after supporters of Donald Trump stormed the U.S. Capitol in a deadly riot.
This is my first time here in well over a year. But yeah, there's usually people walking all over the place. I mean, this is very, very quiet. I mean, I almost think it's like a ghost of itself.
I live in fear of these people. I mean, these people have guns. Not one gun, they hoard guns. They come with it. There's no metal detector coming into D.C. So even though we have an ordinance that says no weapons in the city, there's no way to control it.
Troop deployment around the city has increased every day before the inauguration, when there will be no cheering crowds to welcome the new president. Instead, security forces patrol in helmets and fatigues, and they will remain deployed until at least after the 20th of January inauguration, giving Washington an untypically military feel.
All right, let's switch briefly to some sports news now. And Manchester United are top of the English Premier League table for the first time in more than 7 years. Paul Pogba's second half volley was enough to give Manchester United victory at Burnley and send them 3 points clear at the top of the Premier League. United dominated the contest, in which Burnley failed to register a single shot on target until stoppage time. In other games, Sheffield United beat 10-man Newcastle 1-0 to register a first league win of this season. And